I'm here at the future site of Harbor Lights Church of God. We're on the corner of 2nd Avenue South and South 6th Street in Escanaba, Michigan, about 10 miles from our current location in Gladstone. I just want to take a few moments and just share what a great opportunity this would be for our congregation and for the Church of God in Michigan. As you'll notice as we go through this building, it is quite a large building. It's 18,000 square feet. And it's going to provide us a lot of space for ministry. The building is brick on the outside and contains basically it covers almost the whole city block. There's a nice parking lot that's fenced in on the backside. There's a playground with really nice playground equipment on the other side of the building. Again, I want to thank you for taking some time to watch, and I just pray that you see the possibilities that can come from this building for Harbor Lights Church of God. Thank you.
You left your glory to join in our story. You came to redeem us, 'cause we were in need of you to bring your salvation. You took up our cross and we cry, holy is the one who gave his only Son for us when we were dead in sin. You gave us life and made us whole again. You left your glory to join in our story.
We at Harbor Lights Church of God understand that it is about the kingdom of God. It's not about Pastor Tony's kingdom. It's not about just so much a church kingdom. It's about the kingdom of God. And one of the things, Jesus said that we should seek first His kingdom, and then all of these things will be added unto us. And yet our communities are filled with people and filled with churches that for many, many years have just been so inwardly focused. Our church, Harbor Lights Church of God, for many years, I would confess after being here for a while, and looking back over the years, there have been times that I've seen that we've slipped into that inward focus where it was all about what was happening inside the church as opposed to the community that God has placed us in. And so one of the things that I'm really, really excited about here in this building is the opportunity for kingdom growth. There are children that play on the playground equipment every day. There are people that walk by here every day. There are homes, there are senior citizens that live just a block away. There are people with real needs. Their primary need is many of them need the Lord. And they're surrounded by churches. There's 3 other churches actually within a 2-block radius of this building that are, unfortunately, they're in decline. Their congregations are aging. They don't have any young people. They're really not doing anything in this community to minister to this neighborhood. One of the things, let me just tell you the things that we'd like to do here. First and foremost, of course, is we want to develop a kids program. We'd like to be able to minister to the kids that are playing on our playground equipment. We'd like to offer opportunities for them and just be a blessing to the families of this neighborhood. Perhaps one day we'll do a VBS out on the lawn. Perhaps another day we'll just pull the hot dog card out or the popcorn card out and rent some inflatables and just be a blessing to our neighbors here. I'd also like to begin a substance abuse program here. There is, and I'm sure there are in many areas, a heavy drug problem. With the long winters here in the Upper Peninsula, but I would say that there is what's the word that I want? There is an disproportionate population that is suffering from seasonal depression, for example. With the long winters, the shorter days, not as much sunlight. If you're not an outdoors person, you're going to be stuck indoors for a few months of the year, and that can be hard on people. And so what unfortunately happens is because they're inside and perhaps they start feeling down and depressed, that they turn to drugs instead of to the Lord or to the church. And we want to offer an opportunity for those that desire to be delivered. We want to be the hands and feet of Christ to the community around us. We want to meet as many needs here as we can. One of the other aspects that we can, of ministry that we can do is a food pantry. Now we are just one block off of downtown Escanaba. This end of Ludington Street is not the prettiest part of town. There is a couple of apartment buildings down here. There are a couple upper apartments, and most of them are old shops that have since closed down. And it's a economically challenged area, to be honest with you. And this building would put us right in the midst of that. That will give us the opportunity, perhaps, to reach those that feel like maybe they've been shut out of some other churches because they don't have, or maybe because of the way they dress or the way they appear. And I just want to swing the doors open and have them all in. We also want to, of course, how we want to do that is we want to have a successful food pantry. Our food pantry ministry right now is designed more of an overflow, kind of an emergency needs food pantry, and I of course would love to expand that. I also have a young man that has joined our church that has had some experience with a corporation called Inside America Foundation. They're based out of Detroit, and he was responsible for organizing a clothes closet. And not only that, but they would take vehicles in and refurbish them and sell them for low prices to some needy families, and for those that didn't even have any money, they've even given some of those vehicles away. That would be a bit down the road, but all those things that I've mentioned are possible here. And you say, well, how does that fit into the church? Does that just make us another social agency? Does that make us some kind of just some place where people would just come for a handout? You see, I believe Jesus, talked even that if we gave a piece of bread to the least of these, we did it to him. If he was sick and in prison, and when we visit those who are sick and in prison, we're visiting Christ. We are doing this in His name. But as we meet their physical needs, and I'm sure you've experienced this before, it opens the door for us to minister to their spiritual needs. We also want to take part in the Hope at the Inn ministry here in Delta County that I mentioned earlier. Again, it's another way for people who may not even normally walk in the door of a church to come in and look around, maybe be safe and find shelter from these winters. It gives us an opportunity to be a blessing. I really think that's what Christ called us to be. So to kind of summarize and kind of wrap this all up a little bit, there are many things that we'd like to be able to do here. We'd like to expand our food pantry ministry. We'd like to be involved with Hope at the Inn program here in Delta County. We'd like to begin an after-school program for children. We'd like to begin a alcohol recovery, drug recovery program here. And we just like to be able to minister to the community that we're in more effectively. We'd also like to perhaps open our doors for conferences in the Church of God. Perhaps hold some training conferences up here in the Upper Peninsula. And we would just love to have you all come and join us. And this would be a great facility for that. Thank you for your time today. And I covet your prayers. And please pray about helping us out with this building.